Have you ever noticed something unusual about the strongest people around you? They're the ones everyone depends on when things fall apart. They're the ones who stay calm during chaos, who give advice when others are confused, who carry responsibilities without complaining. From the outside, they look unbreakable. They appear confident, composed, and emotionally stable. People admire them and often say things like, "Nothing can break this person." But there is something about these strong individuals that most people never see. When the day ends, when the noise of the world fades away, when they are finally alone with their thoughts, many of these strong people quietly cry. Not because they are weak, not because they cannot handle life, but because being strong for everyone else often means having no safe place to release their own emotions. Strength comes with an invisible responsibility. The moment people see you as a strong one, they begin to expect you to stay strong all the time. They stop asking if you're okay because they assume you already are. They believe you can handle everything. Slowly, without anyone realizing it, the strong person becomes the emotional support system for everyone around them. Friends bring their problems, family brings their worries, colleagues bring their stress. Everyone expects guidance, comfort, and solutions. And the strong person listens patiently. They give advice. They offer encouragement. They help others stand up again after difficult moments. They become the pillar that holds everything together. But even the strongest pillars carry weight. And if that weight continues to grow without relief, the pressure begins to build silently. The strong person rarely complains about this pressure. Instead, they carry it quietly because they feel responsible for the people who depend on them. They do not want to disappoint anyone. They do not want to look fragile in front of others who see them as a symbol of strength. So instead of sharing their pain, they hide it behind calm words and steady smiles. During the day, life moves quickly. Work, responsibilities, conversations, and distractions keep the mind occupied. The strong person continues solving problems, helping others, and managing everything that life throws at them. But when night arrives, something changes. The world becomes quiet. The conversations stop. The distractions disappear. Suddenly, there is space for thoughts that were pushed aside during the day. This is when hidden emotions slowly begin to surface. The exhaustion that was ignored, the worries that were postponed, the memories that still carry pain. In the silence of the night, the strong person finally feels everything they have been holding inside for too long. And sometimes those emotions become too heavy to carry quietly. That is when the tears begin to fall. These tears are not dramatic. They are not meant to be seen by others. They are silent tears that fall in the privacy of solitude. They are the mind's way of releasing the pressure that has been building inside for too long. Because no matter how strong a person appears, they are still human, and human emotions cannot be suppressed forever. Many strong people learned early in life that showing vulnerability was not always safe. Some of them had to grow up faster than others. Maybe they experienced hardships that forced them to become mature before their time. Maybe they learned that crying did not solve problems. Maybe they felt judged when they showed pain. Over time, they adapted by becoming emotionally controlled and resilient. This resilience eventually became their identity. People started seeing them as dependable and strong. But while others saw strength, very few people noticed the effort it took to maintain that image every day. One of the most difficult parts of being the strong person is feeling misunderstood. When someone always appears calm and capable, people assume they don't need help. When someone always gives advice, people assume they have everything figured out. Because of these assumptions, the strong person rarely receives the same emotional support that they give to others. They become surrounded by people, yet they sometimes feel completely alone in their struggles. Not because others do not care, but because others do not realize that the strong person also needs understanding. This emotional isolation is one of the reasons strong people cry alone. They do not want to burden others with their problems. They do not want to appear weak in front of those who depend on them. So they wait until they are alone before allowing themselves to release the emotions they have been holding inside for too long. But crying alone is not a sign of failure. In many ways, it's a form of emotional survival. Tears allow the mind to process pain, frustration, and exhaustion. They release emotional tension that would otherwise remain trapped inside the mind.
After those quiet moments of vulnerability, the strong person often wakes up the next day with renewed determination. They wipe their tears, take a deep breath, and continue moving forward. Because strength is not about never feeling pain. Strength is about continuing despite the pain. The strongest individuals understand something that many people never realize. Life will always contain challenges, disappointments, and emotional struggles. No one escapes these experiences completely. But the difference lies in how people respond to them. Strong people respond by adapting, learning, and growing from their struggles. Even when they cry alone, they are still processing their emotions in a healthy way. They are allowing themselves to feel without letting those feelings control their entire life. Over time, these experiences shape their character. They become wiser, more patient, and more compassionate toward others. Because they understand pain deeply, they also understand how important kindness and support can be. However, there is an important lesson that many strong people eventually learn. Being strong does not mean carrying everything alone forever. True strength also includes knowing when to rest, when to open up, and when to accept help from others. Even the strongest person deserves someone who listens without judgment, someone who understands that strength does not eliminate vulnerability, someone who reminds them that they don't always have to carry the world on their shoulders. Because behind every strong person is a human heart that feels deeply. So, if you ever find yourself crying alone after being strong for everyone else, remember something important. Those tears do not make you weak. They are evidence that you are human. They show that you care deeply, that you carry responsibility seriously, and that you continue moving forward even when life becomes heavy. And sometimes, the strongest thing a person can do is allow themselves a moment of honesty with their emotions. Because true strength is not about never breaking. True strength is about allowing yourself to heal, and then rising again with even greater resilience. The strongest people cry alone not because they are fragile, but because they carry more than most people can see. They carry expectations, responsibilities, and emotions that remain hidden beneath the surface. But those quiet tears are also proof of their courage, that show that even in moments of vulnerability, the strong person still continues to stand, continues to grow, and continues to move forward. And that is the real meaning of strength.